What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We're back here at the win for another 2-5 cash game. Buying it for $1,500 and first hand of the night. We get dealt pocket aces already. So amazing to just sit down and have aces. Under the gun puts in the limp for $5. Cut off ISOs to $25. Throws around to me in small blind, and I put in the sexy 3-bet to $80. Under the gun does fold, but small blind puts in the call. And we go to a flop of ace, 9, 4, 2 clubs. I decide to c-bet, of course. Set of aces, I mean, best hand possible right now. I do make it $50 to go. They put in a call. Turn brings in the jack of hearts, so pretty, interesting turn. Kind of a blank here. Some backdoor stuff is coming in, but I'm really worried about that front-ended flush draw. I do not have a club in my hand, obviously, because the ace of clubs is on the board. We are playing over $1,000 to $1,200 effective, basically. So I decided to put in the overbet on the turn to $315. Just want to, charge a draw set up for a beautiful, perfect, roughly pot-sized river jam. They do actually go into the tank for roughly about a minute, but unfortunately they do fold. But hey, we take down the first spot of the night. And second hand here, I get dealt ace king offsuit in middle position. We have the under the gun strato in effect for $10. Folds to me, and I bump it up to $30. Person to my left puts in the call. Hijack puts in the call as well. Cut off, a little bit short stack here. Puts in a 3-bet to $150. It does fold around back to me, and the people to my left are playing roughly $1,000 effective, but the person at 3-bet only has roughly $300 total. Look to my left, think about it for a couple of seconds, and yeah, we're going to have an Aunt Jemima moment. I am going to be all in here. There's no way these people to my left are flatting anything like aces and kings, and I have ace king, so I'm blocking those hands. So yeah, I'm ready to play for all the chips, and both players to my left who did flat actually folded, and cutoff does put in the call, so we're going to be heads up, and we have the run out.
It's showtime.
I have ace king.
Oh, beats my ace high. Listen. Missed the bomb one. Alright. Good luck, everybody.
Cover.
And a couple of hands later, I look down at pocket kings, the Cowboys.
There he is! There he is! Oh, this is beautiful!
In the big blind, we got a whole big blind special here, ladies and gentlemen. And for this hand, a lot of people just start limping in. We have a limp for $5 for middle position. Limp here, limp everywhere. Basically, we have 5 limpers. Finally folds back around to me. And in big blind, I decide to bump it up to $40. Under the gun puts in the call, and button puts in the call. So really good that I bumped it up there to just eliminate some players. So now we're only going to go 3 ways to a flop of 2, 5 jack rainbow. Beautiful flop for pocket kings. I put out a bet of $75. Both players actually put in the call. I mean, that's nice. I'm not complaining. The turn brings in the 10 of diamonds. Relative blank, but somebody could have jack 10 suited. But hey, not too worried about that. Luckily, this is still a rainbow board, so it's not too dangerous. Not too many flush draws out there. That's really something to take into consideration. And I decide to make another bet of $225. Unfortunately, both players do fold, but hey, we do take down the pot. And I'm getting dealt some really big hands tonight. I look down and I have ace king off in a small blind. It folds around to middle position, and they open it up to $15. Folds around all the way to me in small blind, and I'm going to be bumping it up here. I do make it $65 to go. Folds back around to them, and they do put in a call. We go to a flop of 6, 5 king rainbow. Beautiful flop. We have top here, top kicker. Not worried about too much here. I do decide to put out a c-bet of $45. They think for like 2 seconds. They do put in a call, and we go to a turn of the 7 of clubs. Kind of worried about this turn. A lot of 2 pairs are getting there now, and 8-9 just got there. A lot of hands I could be worried about, but hey, I do decide to barrel the turn as well. I bet $150. They do wait for about 10-20 seconds, but then they actually go all in for $385. And yeah, I go into the tank here. I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, the turn is such a bad card. Like I said, 8-9 just got there. I lose to a lot of 2 peers, you know, 7-6, 7-5, 6-5, 6-7, just so many 2 peers. And I'm also worried that I have the King of Clubs in my hand, actually. Not really a good card to be having here. Just, you know, obviously if they jammed and I didn't have the King of Clubs, at least they're going to have more flush draws. Now by having that in my hand, I am blocking flush draws. So yeah, I go into the tank for like 2 minutes and I just think, okay, how I don't think this person's bluffing, to be honest. I don't think they're bluffing. I think King Queen would probably call, and if they would jam King Queen, that's like the only hand that I beat here. So that's the only hand, and I lose to way more hands. That's just basically pure value. So yeah, I decide to actually let go my top pair, top kickers. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, you got to know when to fold them. And the big hands for the session continues. I look down at pocket aces on the button. Middle position limps for $5, folds around to me, and I decide to ISO and bump it up to $20 to go here. Big blind puts in the call, and middle position puts in the call as well. And we're going to go to a flop of Jack, Jack, 7, Rainbow. Both players do decide to check, and I put out a bet of $20. Big blind folds, but middle position does come along with a call. And we go to the turn of the 7 of Diamonds. They check, and I'm worried about boats now at this point, so I'm gonna play a little bit safe. Gonna find a check back here. And we go to the river, comes the 5 of Clubs. Person in middle position does check again, and yeah, at this point I'm gonna bet. I know I do have 2 aces, kind of hard for them to have another ace to call with ace high here on the double paired board, but hey, I'm gonna go for it. I do put out a bet of $65. Unfortunately, they do fold, but hey, we take it down. And this time we're going to have some blind versus blind action, ladies and gentlemen. It does fold around to me, and I make it $15 to go in small blind versus big blind. They actually put out a 3-bet to $60. I'm looking out at ace jack, and this wasn't the first time this player 3-bet. I mean, I think it's like the 2nd or 3rd time. So this time I do decide to put in the 4-bet to $140. They do think for only a couple of seconds, but they are putting in the call. And we go to a flop of 6, Queen, 5, 2 diamonds. Do look down at my hand. Definitely going to be betting here in the 4-bet pot. I do bet just $60 to go. They put in the call. Turn brings in the 7 of spades. Just like, there's just nothing going for me on this board at this point. Yeah, it's just really rough. Just I don't want to be double barreling here at this point. That 7 is really scary. 8-9 just got there. They can even somehow have 4-3 suited. They have 2 pairs. It's just too much going on. Would at least like to have a queen here if I wanted to barrel. And yeah, I do put in the check, and unfortunately they just bet $225. And yeah, I can't do anything. I have nothing. So I fold, and they do take down the pot. They later on at the end of the night, they did let me know they did have a queen in their hand. And next hand of the night, I do get dealt Queen 10 suited in hijack. I open up to $15. Small blind and big blind both put in a call. And we go to a flop of Queen, Jack, 9, 2 spades. I flop an open-ended straight flush draw. So if I have a lady on my hand, we already know how this goes. Just massively plus EV for me, right? Both players do check. Decide to put out a bet of $15. Small blind folds, but big blind comes along with a call. The turn brings in the 8 of hearts, so not the 8 of spades, unfortunately. I mean, there's no high hand going on right now anyway. But we do turn the straight. Not the nut straight. Do still lose to King 10, but not worried about that. They check, and I decide to be a little bit sneaky here. I put in the nice little check back. We go to the turn. It comes the 4 of diamonds. Just brick city. I mean, as brick as it could be. They check, and I decide to actually put in an overbet here of $105, you know, making it seem like, oh yeah, I'm bluffing, like all the draws missed. I mean, beautiful size in here by me, I believe. And I do have spades in my hand, which did brick out, so very nice. And takes them 2 seconds, and they flip in the call, and they show Jack 5 off. And they laughed, and after the hair was over, they did make a comment and said, damn, now he's gonna put this on his vlog, and said this This dumbass called me with Jack 5. They just snap called me, so it was really funny. But very nice we do take down the pot. And final hand of this session, we get dealt Pocket Kings, the Cowboys.
That's how I want Cowboy fans to look. Look at them.
In cut-off position, we do have 2 limpers under the gun for $5. I decide to bump it up here once again. I ISO to $30. Button puts in the call, and they put in the call as well. So we're going to go 4 ways to a flop of 2 Jack, 3, 2 hearts. Don't have a King of Hearts in my hand, so that's good. Definitely want to charge some draws here. It does check around to me, and I put out a bet of $60, roughly half pot. The person who limped under the gun does put in a call, and everybody else does fold. So we're going to go heads up to the turn of the Jack of Clubs. Not a good time to jack them. We did not want to see that card. And here this person in under the gun decides to just donk $60 right into me, which, I mean, that's fine. Not too worried yet. I mean, I am worried, to be honest. They just donked on the Jack. They could have a Jack. So I am a little bit worried, but yeah, I'm not going to go anywhere yet with Pocket Kings, of course. I do put in a call. River brings in the 5 of clubs, so at least the good thing here is that that front end flush draw did miss, and they do put out a bet of $135. And I do go into the tank for a little bit, like maybe just 10 seconds, thinking, can I have a fold Pocket Kings here? I mean, they either going to have a Jack or they're going to have a busted flush draw. That's basically going to be it. Or maybe they have some 6-4 and they have a straight. Who knows? They're basically going to have both of those hands maybe like 90% of the time. So can't really fold to this sizing on river. And I would have even called if they bet a little bit bigger. So I do flick in the call, and they indeed showed the ace 5 suited of hearts. So they did have the busted front end flush draw and gutter straight draw as well. And for the 3rd session at the win of my Las Vegas trip, we're on a 3-session win streak. We finish up $606. And it's always nice to win in poker, so make sure you check out this other video right here where I also played at the win and had another successful winning session at the win.